What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Razik, aka Unique Razik, the hardest working man in sports and gaming. I got an NBA 2K Playgrounds video for you. I think this is the first time I've done this, but they're doing something with the whole look of this game that I found really interesting. It's kind of crazy. If you look, just take a look at the image on the screen, and we're going to get into it a little bit more in just a second. All right, so they put these 4 images out, like I guess it was Friday afternoon, and it came up with this tweet. It said, "New swag coming to Playgrounds 2. Look fresh to death with 450 plus vanity items when you ball without limits on October 16th." And then they give the link for the pre-order. So that's when the game comes out, October 16th. But the thing that I noticed is you look at the swag and everything, and I'm using swag because it looks like the type of gear that you buy in park for NBA 2K. So I think this is a really good idea. Honestly, I think it's something that EA should have done with bringing back NBA Street Home Court, or just NBA Street period. But what 2K is doing is they are taking this Playgrounds license that they got, and they're going a little bit more cartoonish on this particular thing, and they're implementing a lot of the things from a visual standpoint that we saw from, or that we see from Park. And I think that is like fantastic. I think that's a really good idea. Now, I may not love Playgrounds, I may not play it like crazy because it just may not have enough depth for me. I really haven't made up my mind yet about how I feel about that, but I will say that they are definitely they seem to be going in the right direction with the whole style of it. They have it aimed at, you know, just a whole, like an urban culture with clothing and gear and the looks of the characters, even though they are all caricatures and that sort of thing. So they have, you know, one of the cool things too that I didn't even show here is now that they have the 2K brand, and they can now use Michael Jordan in the game, which we didn't see that previously. But I mean, just look at some of these characters. My man out here, he had his own shirt and tie, but then he has on sneakers there. I think those are, I don't know if those are roses or whatever. There's some kind of Adidas. The guy in the front got on a striped suit. So it's crazy. But I also have a bunch of the images of the courts that they're using for the game as well. All right, now they have courts from like literally like all over the world. Like this one, I had them. At some point they were labeled, but I mean, these courts are like, they're over the top, which I actually think that's exactly the case. I mean, you know, one of the things, and I was talking to Lionel Jinx, he's the creative director for WWE 2K, and I was telling him, I'm like, you know, one of the benefits or the advantages that you guys have if you're doing a WWE game, which I don't know that they always take advantage of this. One of the benefits that they have is that they don't have to like be realistic necessarily, because it's wrestling, so you can kind of take some liberties, right? But basketball kind of has a restriction there, because you don't want to go too far away from the game because you start polluting the game. So, but if you get a game like Playgrounds, you get an opportunity to get a little bit more loose, and people, the fans of the game, don't mind as much because this is not, it's what they expect. So that first court was Australia. I think the second court was Santa Monica. Then you had a Seoul, Korea court. Then you had San Francisco. I don't know if we saw Washington, D.C. yet. And there's another court in Hong Kong. There's one, Carl Vinson. The night court, I think, that looked like the little winter wonderland. That was Moscow. This one on the screen is St. Louis. I don't know where this one is. I might have got them a little bit out of order or something, but yeah, this one actually is San Francisco. That's actually pretty cool. San Francisco is one of my favorite cities to visit, and so I can kind of dig. I can see that. This one is Santa Monica, so I might have missed a couple of the courts there. Look at that. Look at the water. And that, I mean, visually, this game looks really fun. I don't know. Like, to me, I kind of got a little bit bored with some of the gameplay, you know, the repetitiveness of it last year, but I don't know. We'll see if it changes. This one, Seoul Korea, which really looks really cool. And then the last image I have of the courts that Playgrounds has put out is this one, which is something I've already said before, but let me find it. It's Washington, D.C. Oh, should have known that. I didn't even pay attention to the White House back there. So there we go. That's all I got for you guys this particular episode of this video. Just wanted to point out some of the stuff that I was recognized with NBA Playgrounds too. Y'all let me know in the comments. Are you planning on getting this, playing this, giving it a try? What's your thoughts on it? Or is it just too non-sim for you? Let me know. As always, I appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.
How could I be weak? I'm rather unique.